Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 12 noon in Honolulu, 5 o'clock in New York. It is Tuesday, 6th day of February 2018, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. A dramatic recovery in U.S. equities puts strong pressure on the precious metals markets, with gold trading down in double digits, closing down about $10 on the day at $1326.50. Now, it did trade to a low of $1322, which affected our current position and actually hit our stop today, resulting in a loss in the market. We will cover that in detail as we pull up our gold charts. Silver also trading lower, down about 8 cents at $16.59, with fractionally higher pricing in the dollar index, 89.53. The big story, of course, was the Dow Jones Industrial Average, along with U.S. equities, which traded within a 1,000-point range the first hour of trading down about 500 plus points on the low and closing up 500 points plus on the high into the close, gaining over 2% at 24,912. S&P also higher up by about 46 points at 2695. And then finally, a recovery in Bitcoin. Bitcoin traded to a new low today in the futures markets as low as $6,000 per Bitcoin before having a quick and decisive reversal. 78.75, 78.40. Those are the closes for the CME as well as the CBOE futures trading exchange. Traders, U.S. equities have just closed for the trading day, and a continuation of the wild ride that we have seen over the last 3 trading days continues, although what we're witnessing today is a dramatic and decisive turnaround, with U.S. equities trading down vis-a-vis the Dow, roughly 500 points on the low of the day, and then closing up close to 600 points at 24,914 points, and that's a net gain today of almost 2.5% on the day. The last couple of days' trading activity is really evident when we look at an hourly candlestick chart. You can see the incredible fall from grace over Friday's as well as Monday's trading activity. This green candle here marks the open of today's market. The market opened right at 24,072. It traded a little bit higher, actually traded to a high of just shy of 24,800 before trading under pressure, and then trading to a low of 23,800. Right there, we can see a 1,000-point range within the market. And incredibly, that 1,000-point range occurred during the first hour of trading today. The last 2 hours of trading were significant in that we saw the market really clip up to close on the highs, up 567 points to close at 24,912. And traders, U.S. equities were not the only market that had wild price swings. Gold traded under dramatic pressure today, actually trading to a low of $1322.80. It traded to a high in today's trading session of just shy of $1350. And I am sorry, but have to report to you that we were stopped out of our trade. We had an effective stop at $1324. The market, of course, is now at $1325.60, but these lows right in here did stop us out of our trade today. Which brings us to our forecast for gold over the next week. First off, obviously, I still do believe that there is pretty decent support in gold at about $1325. However, at the same time, I must acknowledge these series of lower highs that have been coming into the market over the last few trading days, as well as lower lows. And another factor in the market is that when we saw U.S. equities under tremendous pressure yesterday, we did get an upside bounce, but a rather small upside bounce, and Friday's liquidation of equities caused the liquidation in gold. Then when we bounced on U.S. equities back to the upside, we saw a continuation of this downside pressure coming into the market, and interestingly enough, today's was not dollar-based and was almost entirely based upon selling in the market. If we break below 1325 on a closing basis, a hard break, we could go as low as back to about 1310, and 1310 is based upon these previous tops that came in right here. And traders, remember that Thursday the U.S. government comes to a deadline in which they either have to figure out a way to fund the government's budget or effectively have a shutdown. Obviously, Thursday's action will have a tremendous effect on U.S. equities as well as the precious metals markets, depending on the outcome. Traders, inasmuch as I had anticipated follow-through selling in U.S. equities yesterday from Friday's dramatic and decisive drawdown, I did not expect the kind of recovery that we saw today. The recovery was decisive, it was quick, it was swift, and it did put a tremendous amount of pressure on the precious metals market, specifically gold. As I said at the beginning, we did get stopped out of our trade, and inasmuch as I would like to take every trade and put that in the win column, losses do occur. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. I'm sorry I was unable to deliver that to you today. We will talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.